Hey, this reading is about relationships. Not necessarily just about relationships and love, it's about self-love as well, because they're one and the same. We have to have an understanding of self-love, our needs, our wants, our boundaries, to be able to function in a relationship that is harmonious. So here we go. Okay, so first off here we have the Six of Pentacles. This is all about giving and receiving in the right areas. So a relationship can often feel quite difficult because there's things the other person needs and wants, and there's also things that we need and want. Sometimes they can clash. Sometimes they can kind of come between each other because whether we don't understand each other's love language, or whether we don't understand the needs or the feelings fully. But it's about finding that balance to know when it's time to give and time to receive, which is very hard with inside yourself, let alone with another person. So working on giving and receiving in terms of yourself, it's making sure that you found those moments to have some time for you, even if it's something like getting your nails done, or just having a candlelit bath, or having 5 minutes to sit down and read. So that's giving to yourself, it's allowing yourself to receive. Then obviously there's giving to other people. That allows you, once you've given to yourself, it allows you to be able to not feel overloaded when you're giving to someone else and overwhelmed. Because sometimes if we don't give to ourselves first, within the relationship, it can then feel quite frustrating because we're not then giving to the other person without feeling sometimes a little bit like, okay, I need to do this, but I'll do this for you. Okay, so the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords here is a lot to do with our thoughts. And the feeling that I'm getting with this card is that, you know how in a relationship you can get kind of carried away with your own thoughts and what you need to say, and getting your opinion across and getting understood and heard what you're thinking. Well, this card is recognizing that you know, that is what can occur. But then sometimes, like in terms of self-love, we can kind of run away with thoughts of things that we have to do and have to be implementing, or things that we really just have to like do in life to get along. Okay, so the Four of Pentacles. This is a lot about security and okay, so this is actually coming through. So as I got it, it was that we need to be secure in our boundaries of what we're giving, to not feel like we're clinging on too tight when we are actually giving, so we can give in a pure and genuine way. So this is again linking into that balance of giving, and also that thought of those thoughts and running away with things. Okay, so I'm going to get a few more cards out, but I'm going to do an oracle on top of these to give us some more confirmation of what messages the cards are bringing. Okay, so we have the fourth chakra, Archangel Raphael. So this is to do with the heart chakra, which is really apt to say that this reading is regarding love and self-love, because the heart chakra is, you know, it's about opening your heart and acknowledging there that we have to have open heart to ourselves, and we also have to be able to then open our heart to others. So it's that trust that we were building up here, it's that security that we're building up there, to be able to feel that trust that we can have to open our hearts. Okay, so with this one, it's about patience. So like I said, running away with thoughts, and sometimes running away with what we need to get out of our heads to the other person. It's about having patience, about taking it slow, about bringing it back to ourselves, and also having that patience with each other, and sitting there saying, you know, okay, I hear you. That's how you feel. That's how you think. Can I say what I need to say now? So that giving and receiving balance again. Okay, so that security and that feeling like, you know, not pushing our boundaries. It literally is a boundary on this card. it's the garden and the gate. So the garden and the gate, I'm getting with this card that it's more about that we're inside this garden. So this garden is us. And sometimes our boundaries aren't very strong. So when we're feeling maybe angry, annoyed, pressured, overwhelmed, it's because our boundaries aren't firm enough. So this gate I can see here, it's an iron gate. It's not like it's a picket fence gate or anything. It's quite a sturdy gate. So it's having sturdy boundaries, because if we've got sturdy boundaries, we can respect ourselves, and then that other person can respect our boundaries, and they know where they're at and we know where we're at. Okay. So here's some moon cards. Okay, so we've got your commitment is being tested. So this for me, again, is about all of this, what I've just said. It's about the boundaries and everything. It's about the love and the self-love. It's about feeling secure. It's about that give, that take. So we're all tested all the time with different challenges throughout life, different lessons that we need to learn. And often our partner can show up as a mirror to help us reach some phenomenal growth. So if you're feeling tested at the moment, look into those triggers. Try and understand what those triggers are meaning to you. Trying to understand what they're telling you. Okay, so we have here a new romantic cycle begins. So the new moon is well there, because the new moon is about bringing things into our lives. I like to work with the moon quite a lot, and I always work on things that I want to bring into my life. So this is a new cycle beginning, and when we start looking at things about boundaries and, you know, taking turns, opening that communication to understand what needs, wants, boundaries one person has that you're with and yourself, and you share yours, and it's a really nice communicative relationship, it completely brings back the romance. So I get the feeling that this reading is definitely for somebody who's already in a relationship. And again, it can be about yourself if you're looking for a relationship. It's about finding those steps to get towards being able to manifest what it is that you want in a relationship. So all of these things you can start putting in place, which will lead you to an understanding for yourself and what you actually really do want when you find somebody. But I do feel this is more for somebody in a relationship, and it's about working through these things, working through boundaries together, working through wants, needs, thoughts. Definitely looking at love languages, because that's massive, because we all give and receive love in totally different ways. Okay, so having faith in your dreams. Again, this tips back to the manifesting, but also within a relationship. For me, this is saying have faith in your dreams, what you knew it could be at the beginning. You know, when we're in that dream state in the beginning, when we meet someone, we're overwhelmed, we're in love, it's just wonderful. And it's trusting in that is still possible no matter what is actually going off. But also, if we're manifesting what we really want in a relationship, then this is it. Have faith, work on these things, do that inner work, do some shadow work, and understand that what you are dreaming about can happen. You can manifest it into your reality. Okay, so an important thing for moving forwards, 3 of Cups, it's that communication and it's that connection. So connecting with the people around you. Okay, so yeah, this next card, we've got the 3 of Swords. So I'm kind of feeling this is definitely more to do with a relationship itself, and there is a bit of difficulties ongoing here. I think you're working through a really rough patch at the moment. Okay, here we have the King of Cups. So I'm feeling here that one of you has more of an emotional flow than the other, and it's almost like you're leading in emotions, and you can't necessarily seem to find a flow that you want to find, because you have to do that leading. With it being the King of Cups, it's a masculine energy, so that's why I'm saying we're leading here. So the other person is kind of like, in a way, got to step up and actually start, you know, walking alongside you instead of you leading, because a partnership, you walk alongside each other. Okay, so let's get some more on moving forwards. Okay, so we have woman holding a heart. Okay, so again, that feeds very much for me into the lead-in. The woman holding a heart, she's doing the carrying here. She's the one that is holding it all together, trying to pull the pieces back. Okay, so this is really interesting. We have yin yang here. I've been saying about the masculine and feminine energies, about finding that balance. Again, this has to, for moving forward, this has to be able to become a balance in this relationship. Definitely here. We've got hostilities. So if we don't find this balance, it does become quite hostile. It does become conflict, and we need to learn to do some conflict resolution within inside ourselves. So that's looking at your triggers and understanding yourself and what it is you need in those moments. Okay. Okay, so we have a hard work is paying off. So when all these new things are starting to get put in place, that is when we're going to start seeing things paying off. All the effort, all the work, all the carrying that you've been doing is going to start to really shine through and pay off. This next card, communication is key. So that's very true. I've been saying that the whole reading, so the cards are just affirming what I've said, that the communication is the key. We've got new moon again, new moon, both of those cards. So it's definitely about, you know, creating a new beginning within this relationship here. Okay, so this one, you are good enough. I get the feeling that all this effort, all this work that you're putting in, you're finding it quite difficult to feel like you're enough sometimes. And you are enough. You know, when I'm saying about people are mirrors, if someone is making you feel, not that anybody can actually make you feel anything as such, we all feel the way we feel because we're looking at the world in a particular way. We're looking at how people say things in a particular way. I think that when we start really starting to look at that, that's when we're going to see that we are enough, and that person that we're kind of leading within this love relationship, we're going to see that we are enough. They just need to recognize it in them as well. It's probably a mirror for them. Okay, so the outcome, there we go, 6 of Cups. Okay, so that's more balance there. It's definitely bringing things together. It's okay. So yeah, so I'm just getting a bit of a message through here that the more that we open up to this communication, open up to this sharing, understanding each other, the more flow that is going to be created there. And then we have the World. So remember that things go in cycles. Everything that has gone wrong or things that have happened in your life, they've always passed. Those times have always passed, and it's always come back around to feeling happy and good again. So if we put in that work, we put in those actions, and we do what we need to do, things will turn again. They will turn good again. And then we have the King of Pentacles. So with this one, I'm feeling that there's some grounding need to be done on that masculine energy that you're doing with leading. You need to start, you know, really grounding in and connecting with Mother Earth, doing some meditation, doing some grounding with barefoot walking, being able to ground yourself to allow that masculine energy to relax a little bit and allowing that feminine. Because I get the feeling that, you know, if we step into our feminine a little bit here in this situation, things are going to start to change again, because then it gives the man the opportunity to lead a little bit. Okay, so we have victory. So when we do these things, this is what's going to happen. There's going to be victory. It's going to work out well. And the door to romance. It is going to open that door, like I said. It's just affirming. Okay, also, right, this one, the door to spirit. So it's trusting in the universe that things will work out just as we need them to, and that we are only given the lessons that we're given to be able to grow, to learn, to understand ourselves and gain awareness. Okay, so here we go. It's a time for healing. So it's about working on that healing of that relationship. It's about healing all those situations that are going on at the minute, and healing that masculine and feminine that we was talking about throughout this reading. Okay, so a personal issue reaches resolution. So for me here, that is saying that, you know, these issues that you're having, the conflicts that it's brought up, the balance that needs to kind of be restored, it will reach a resolution. Okay, so it's saying meditate and contemplate. So I definitely feel there that is like what I said about, you know, taking some time to ground yourself, to ground this masculine energy a little bit and allow the feminine to flow in, so then the male, the masculine, can step in on the other side of the relationship. What I am getting there, which I feel is quite important in this card, is there's the two fish there. They're swimming together, and I can see that there's kind of like a bit of there's a distance that's greater on one side than there is the other. So that's also for me backing up the fact that, you know, somebody is carrying this at the moment. Okay, so any final messages? Two of Wands. So you know where you want to be, you know where you want to go, you know where you're planning on going. It's just about starting to take those actions to walk towards it. The King of Cups. So here, final messages. The King of Cups is quite charming. I think there needs to be a little bit more charm in this relationship. That's also going to help. It's also going to bring it a way forwards. Okay, so the Two of Swords. It is definitely at a crossroads, this relationship, and I can see why it's saying it's a time for healing. It's got a few things that, you know, life gets in the way of relationships sometimes. And it's at a crossroads, so it's a choice right now of you know, working together. Okay, so we now have the Healer of Ages. Again, this is about healing. It's about healing those conflicts as well. It's about healing the heart. I can see here he's got light coming out of his heart. It's about connecting. It's about opening up. It's about understanding those boundaries and that self-love. Caring connections. So it's what I said, the romance and the caring connections here. Definitely need to bring in those caring connections, those moments for intimacy. And intimacy can be sitting and meditating together. It can be sharing a meal together. It can be just sitting and being open and having that communication flow. The Magician and the Mirror. Okay, so again, I said about, you know, in a relationship, people are the biggest mirrors for us. This is saying to us, I've just noticed as well, we have the masculine and feminine energies here. It is having that balance, and that often our relationships do mirror, and it's what we manifest. We manifest those people we want to be with, and at points they are absolutely everything we could have dreamed of, and just as time goes by we disconnect, we lose communication. Okay, so this is kind of confirming for me, bring love into the situation. So that is a final message there for that bit. And don't let pride get in your way. Okay, and prosperity lies ahead. So I definitely think here, I'm wrapping this up, that it's about bringing in that love, bringing it in and sharing it, and sharing that communication, and sharing the boundaries, sharing the love languages. And don't let pride get in your way. Sometimes it's hard to admit that we've not necessarily always said, done, acted in a way that we're proud of. So don't stand there and be too proud to admit that, you know, this isn't the best way I could have acted. It's okay to say that, because that brings down someone else's defenses, because they feel validated. And if you put all this work in, it says prosperity lies ahead. So if that reading resonated with you, then hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching.